It's 100 days in the age of Albo, an age that's committed to the Uluru Statement from the Heart, mended relationships with France and the Pacific Islands, made a flying visit to Ukraine, launched a royal commission into robo-debt, landed an emissions reduction bill, teased a possible collab with Fat Man Scoop, and returned to Hawke-era beer sculling. And like all good birthdays, this one was celebrated at the National Press Club.
We've hit the ground running. We're cleaning up the mess of the last decade, and we are preparing Australia for success in the next decade.
The speech promised a renewal in the wake of a crippling pandemic.
We were left vulnerable. We found ourselves economically exposed, hanging on the end of the global supply chain. Whatever we might wish, COVID isn't gone or forgotten.
And included a few digs at the previous mob.
My colleagues and I don't share the strange self-loathing of our predecessors, raging against the role of government while in government.
The PM's focus was cooperation. Albanese keen to change the conflict politics of the past, seeking to find common ground.
The Prime Minister was very, very, very careful to make sure that everyone knew that the agenda was being laid out, that they were following through on their election promises, but also asking people for patience, that some of the issues that they're dealing with, like the economy, are going to take quite a bit of time.
After the speech, reporters got their chance to grill the PM.
This stage 3 tax cuts.
We haven't changed our opinion.
How is the public service?
It will take time to repair.
If I could just ask about immigration.
Australia is a great place to live.
Should Tasmania have an AFL team?
The big picture.
We've got quite a lot more football questions to get to.
3 years is not a lot of time for things to happen when you consider just the magnitude of the challenges that are ahead for Australians. Chief among them, the cost of living. It is going up. Wages have been going backwards. Everything is more expensive, and it's not going to be turned around anytime soon.
So with 100 runs on the board and many tough challenges still ahead, is the PM up to the task?
It's a good question.
It is a good question. I'm not sure how much you can achieve in the first 100 days of office, but surely it's about optics, isn't it? And I think it's been pretty good. Like, he got off to a great start where he was flying around the world the day after he got elected to meet, was it Macron? He went to Ukraine. He's been around. It's amazing to me. Before the election, the worry about Albanese was, is he prime ministerial? Like, he had that gaffe on the second day of the election, and it threatened to derail everything. And I think now he looks like he's enjoying it. He looks comfortable in the role. I think he's had a really good 100 days.
A different approach to Morrison, DJing with Fat Man Scoop, Shaq, being there. Like, it's certainly a completely different approach.
Yeah. You'd want to hope, though, after 10 years in opposition, you hit the ground running. I mean, he's now got the hard things to do.
Yeah.
If I was to give him any advice, I would stop now the rear vision mirror stuff and bagging the old guys that came before him, and just give Australia something to look forward to. This summit that takes place on Thursday and Friday on jobs is really important. Then the budget comes after that, and we've now got the threat of wages not going up, petrol is going to go up, cost of living, all those things. So I just hope he gets on and governs now.
Yeah, but Pete's right about the optics thing in that all you really can do in the 100 days, I think, is set up, like, get your ducks in a row for what your agenda is going to be, and also reassure people they've made the right decision. And on that, he's definitely succeeded. Like, you look at all the polling data, Australia is sending a collective message that we think we've made the right choice.
Yeah, nobody who voted for him is regretting it.
Yeah, not yet.
But it's very interesting how people grow into the job once you're sitting behind the PM's desk.
Yes, true. But it's also interesting then how the walls of the office can close around you once you get really tough things. So I'll be really interested to see, like, climate change is a good example. He had that, he passed the new emissions reduction target. But that was the easy bit. Everyone, apart from the coalition who are irrelevant at this point, everyone agreed with that. The hard bit is how you get there, and that's where he's going to have a massive fight with the Greens. On foreign policy, it's great to go around the Pacific and meet these leaders, but what exactly are you going to do about China? That's a really hard question.
I still think Hawke sculls a beer better than him.
Right.
Oh, it's controversial opinion, Pricey.
I know.
Is it really?